I have answered this in the comments, but something that it's easier to do like this. The first thing that everybody I know who's been diagnosed with cancer thinks is, oh fuck, I'm going to die. Literally everybody. For a period of time, it's the first place your brain goes. Advice. It does depend on you. I mean, some people can never move out of that stage, no matter what. That's where they stick. Other people are just like, there, and move on. I wasn't. I spent about 24 hours, I think, quietly convinced I was going to die. And then I realised that if I was, there's fuck all I could do about it. And then and when you stop thinking like that, that's when your brain kicks in and you start to listen to your doctors. Most people who receive a cancer diagnosis will be absolutely fine. They will live through it. They will be fine. Most people. It gets some very early stage cancers never go and they do end up killing people. That's unusual. Usually when they catch it early, it's okay. It can get tricky the later it gets, but that's by no means a death sentence. Because, I mean, there's a few interesting facts that I discovered. In endometrial cancer, which is what I had but I don't have now, when you ask what most women with endometrial cancer actually died of, with the cancer mind, about 40% of them died of either diabetes or heart failure. Because, let me tell you a few interesting things about cancer statistics. They give you what's called a 5-year survival rate. And all that tells you is somebody who is alive today, out of 100 people who are alive with that cancer today, in 5 years' time, how many of them will be dead? And it will count them. And that will be your 5-year survival rate. Now, cancer tends to be the kind of illness, because it's not one illness, it's a whole group of them, that comes along with other conditions. Very often, old people have cancer. It's very much a disease of old age. People who are in poor health, who have things like COPD and heart failure, they also tend to have cancer. And they also tend to die of things that aren't cancer. So the 5-year survival rates don't tell you anything about the people who have died and the people who have lived. It just tells you that this group died, this group lived. And the way that you see it can change on that, because if you were told that your cancer had a 5-year survival rate of 5%, that would seem absolutely awful. If they told you that every single one of that 95% of women who died of whatever cancer had used a very specific shade of eyeshadow from 1952 to 1957, and you weren't that old, you'd think, oh, it would change your... But I mean, we don't know that, obviously, that's completely fictitious. But so, think about, don't scare yourself, because it's so easy to do, and it gets you absolutely nowhere, because honestly, it doesn't tell you anything. But most people who do have actual cancer survive. And most people who go into the doctor and the clinic with lumps do not have cancer. So all in all, the chances are massively that you will be completely fine. And if you are not completely fine, you are not going to be dying tomorrow or next month. So take the treatment, do what you're told, keep your weight up, eat properly, that's really important, eat, exercise, keep fit, eat healthily, go and see the film, have fun, and deal with things to worry about when they come to be worried about. Don't deal about things that you know nothing about. It will gain you nothing and it will make you very miserable. All right?